More than 50 years of internal conflict have ravaged Colombia and its people in the longest armed conflict the Latin American continent has seen in the last century. This war, which started in the 1960s, has claimed at least 220,000 lives since 1958, more than half of whom were civilians.
Colombians born in the last 60 years have known and lived in a country at war without seeing a ray of hope that peace can be achieved. It is a conflict that has at its core the socio-economic injustices of Colombian society, especially within the campesino sector.
Se trata de una acumulación por desposesión, cuya más reciente referencia habla de 8 millones de hectáreas arrebatadas a sangre y fuego a través de masacres paramilitares, fosas comunes, desapariciones, desplazamiento forzoso, crímenes de lesa humanidad acentuados durante los 8 años de gobierno de Uribe.
There have been many attempts to achieve peace, but previous talks between the FARC guerrilla group and the government never amounted to much. The first attempt was in 1984 under the government of Belisario Betancourt. They agreed to a truce, and together with the Communist Party, the FARC tried to legally participate in the political life of Colombia, creating the Patriotic Union. Right-wing paramilitaries responded by killing roughly 3,000 members of the Patriotic Union, annihilating the party and as well as all hopes for peace.
The most recent dialogue, established under the government of President Juan Manuel Santos and taking place in Havana, has made important advances toward peace. They've even allowed the participation of several groups of victims from the conflict. In May 2011, President Santos recognized that there is an armed conflict in Colombia, and not a terrorist threat, as was the previous discourse. This was an important step toward reconciliation.
El Estado colombiano ha sido responsable, en algunos casos por omisión, en otros casos por acción directa de algunos agentes del Estado, de graves violaciones a los derechos humanos e infracciones al VIH ocurridas a lo largo de estos 50 años del conflicto armado interno.
The FARC does not see eye to eye with the Santos government, but in their own words, they have decided to participate in the peace process because of the 6 points on the agenda, they have already found agreement on land reform, political participation, and illegal drugs. The other main topic that remains is on compensating victims, with many groups traveling to Havana to take part in the process.
Pedimos justicia y que saber uno realmente la verdad de las cosas, el por qué, sí, qué pasó, qué hicieron. Porque hace 8 años, por lo menos en mi caso, que no sé de mi hijo y todavía no me han entregado sus restos.
During the peace talks, successful commissions have looked into the origins of the 50-year-long armed conflict and have searched for a bilateral ceasefire, something the guerrilla group has been asking for since the start of the talks, but which the government has refused until signing a peace agreement. The Colombian people have overwhelmingly supported the peace talks, which has offered the most hope in decades for the possibility of a lasting peace.
Peace in Colombia is not only a Colombian problem, but a regional one. It means peace for the continent, which is also why the talks have received so much support from neighboring countries, Chile, Venezuela, and Cuba, as well as Norway. There is little doubt that the world's eyes are on Colombia.